This will be the 9th year of the Rubber Tramp Rendezvous, where everyone on wheels is welcome. And we gather in the desert around Quartzsite, Arizona, and we just have a good old-fashioned get-together. The goals are primarily to make friends. That's the goal number one, is always community. That you don't have to be alone out here. Now, the big announcement on this video are the dates. I have official dates. The official dates are January 9th through the 20th in Quartzsite, Arizona. Now, a lot of you are then saying, well, where exactly? And I won't tell you that until much closer, and then I'll put out a separate video announcing the location and the exact schedule. That will be a separate video because I don't have those yet. When I write the schedule and when I decide when they will be, I always time the Rubber Tramp Rendezvous around the big tent. There's Quartzsite's really famous in the RVing community, and they host something called the big tent. It's just that, it's a huge tent. Inside this huge tent are vendors, and they will come and they will hire for the coming work season in the summer. And so I time it around the big tent so that you can get a job. And I can almost guarantee that if you come, you can probably get a job at the big tent. I don't know that I've ever sent anybody to the big tent and them not get a job. There's a lot of jobs available. The one thing you want to be sure is if you're in a van, you tell them, I don't need to be in an RV park, I can go remote. They have a hard time filling those jobs, and so you will be in demand. They'll be glad to have you. Now, if you're in an RV, you're still very likely to get a job, but it's not nearly as certain. But come and find out. Come and join, and go to the RTR, big tent. And if you're going to the big tent, it's the second weekend. The big tent starts on the 19th. So we're there the 19th and the 20th. That's a Saturday and a Sunday. And so you'll want to schedule your time there to be sure you're there then. That's why the timing. January 9th through the 20th, so you can be there for the big tent. A big question every year is, do I need a permit? And the answer is yes, you do need a permit. It's free, it costs you nothing. You just go in and sign up, and they hand you the permit, and that's all there is to it. We can only be there 14 days, so the RTR is always less than 14 days, so we comply with the law. And people will write me all the time and say, Bob, how do I get the permit? You come there and you get the permit. You cannot get the permit early. Please don't write me about the permit. When you get there, we will be close to the permit office. We will tell you, go over there and get a permit. And there's nothing I can tell you other than that. Go get a permit, and we'll describe to you where it is. When I do a video, I'll do a video on driving out to our new location. I'll stop at the permit office. I'll give you the GPS. You'll know how to go get a permit. Don't write me and ask me how to get a permit. You'll know. One of your questions will be, what do I need to bring? Well, Quartzsite is a small town, but it's set up super well for RVs. Nearly everything you need is easily available in Quartzsite. So you can get water there, although it's not free. I don't know of any free water in Quartzsite. It's either 20 cents a gallon, or you can go to a dump station. There's tons of dumps at the dump station. And there are showers, numerous showers. They're anywhere from, I think, $6 to $12. You can take showers there. There are a number of small grocery stores, and they're expensive. So I do recommend that you come in stocked up with food. Lots of restaurants, lots of little grocery stores, but they'll be expensive, so come stocked up with food. Shopping nearby will be, the nearest location where it won't be expensive is Blythe, and it's about 25 miles away. It has good shopping, reasonably inexpensive, good shopping. And the nearest Walmart is probably 40 miles away in Parker. Now, a big question you will have is, will there be porta potties? And yes, there will be porta potties again this year. That worked really well. Last year we had a few initial bumps along the way, but we got them all worked out and it worked really well. We'll be bigger this year. We'll have more porta potties in different locations. So there will be porta potties. This year we are expecting to have a great big dumpster, you know, the great big huge industrial dumpsters. It'll be the first time we have done that, so we're not sure how much it'll cost or how often it'll have to be taken. Again, I'd recommend that please take your own into town, put it in the dump, or small sacks around town. But if you have to, we will provide a dumpster this year. Dumpsters and porta potties are all we're providing. We're not giving you anything else. You have to come prepared for everything else. Another question I get all the time is, I still am living in a house. Am I welcome to come? And absolutely, you are welcome to come. You can come in your car and stay in a tent. You'll be among many people in cars and tents. You're totally welcome. You can come in any vehicle you have. That's another question I'll get. Well, Bob, I'm in a great big Class A. I'm in a great big fifth wheel. Am I welcome? I know you're a van dweller and you live in a van. Can I come? Everyone is welcome. It's all inclusive. If you have a monster Class A 40-foot diesel pusher or a 40-foot fifth wheel, or you're in a tent, everyone is welcome. We are all inclusive. The question I will get is, Bob, I'm black, and will I be welcome? Bob, I'm gay, I'm transsexual, will I be welcome? I'm a Christian, I'm a Muslim, will I be ostracized? Everyone is welcome. This is all inclusive. If you're a human being, we welcome you. We are all inclusive. Now, there is a group I'm going to ask you not to come, and that's if you're a hater and you need to come and tell people that they shouldn't be Muslims, or to look down on this because they're Muslims, or because they're black, or because they're trans. You're not welcome. The only people who aren't welcome are haters. Now, if you can keep your hate in your own heart, you're welcome. But if you've got to spread it, don't come. There's another group that's not welcome. If you're coming to have a party, if you're coming to play your music so everybody within 20 miles can hear that music, if you're coming to do drugs and sell drugs openly, don't come. You're not welcome. You're not invited. What you do in the privacy of your own rig, your own tent, your own heart, that's none of my business, is it? That's totally up to you. Once it comes out of there, it becomes the community's business, and we do care. And I'm going to address this now. Last year we had a group of people that decided they had to play their music so loud late at night that everybody within 20 miles could hear their music. Sound carries in the desert. We're in the desert. You play your music super loud through huge speakers. People 20 miles away can hear that. The local police department got 63 phone calls of complaint. I went over and shut it down, and I wish I'd done it earlier. And the police came after I shut it down, but they went over and would have shut it down if I hadn't. The next day, drug-sniffing dogs came out. If you announce to the world, we're throwing a big party, they think you're throwing a big party. And they come out and say, well, parties are drugs, let's see if they're drugs. Don't inflict that on the rest of us. If you want it, I'm happy for you. I have no objections. Don't inflict it on us. Don't besmirch our names with your activity. Another big issue we've been having is pets. And when I say pets, I don't just mean dogs, I mean dogs and cats. Maybe you'll have birds, but those usually aren't an issue that affects the group. Dogs and cats affect the group. It's a BLM rule that your dog has to be on a leash. It's a common sense and a BLM rule that you need to pick up your dog's poop. None of us want to run into and step in your dog's poop. We don't want your dog pooping in our front yard and you leaving it there. Don't do that. Don't let your dog poop on the ground. Don't let your dog run around and steal things. If there are going to be people there with cats and they choose to let their cats be outside cats, if your dog kills those folks' cats, how are you going to feel? How are they going to feel? How are all of us going to feel? We're going to be terribly sad and we're going to be terribly angry. So all dogs must be on a leash at all times. It's 2 weeks out of your life. Your dog must be on a leash in the group. Now, what I did was left the group every night and let my dog off leash. And I would recommend that to you. If you're an introvert, if you've got a dog you just can't stand being on a leash, go out and every day I'd leave and find a really remote place and we'd just go out and walk and run and play. That's what you can do. The 2 weeks, the RTR in camp, your dog must be on a leash. That's just simply the way it is. And class schedule. And finally, let me say that I will not put out the class schedule till later. I think the class schedule may come out soon, and the actual location will come out later. I'll do videos on maps and how you can get there. So that's all to come up. Now, let me just remind you, all this information is on my website at cheaprvliving.com/RTR. cheaprvliving.com/RTR. And you can get all that information there. And go there, get your information, and we'll all be good. Okay, thanks for watching this. I am so looking forward to all of you. It went so well last year. We had such a good time. Such wonderful people. And I said this several times throughout the event. We'll have gatherings every day and classes every day. 10 o'clock we'll have a gathering and we'll have announcements, and it'll just be a good time. And I said this every day. There are 5,000 amazing, wonderful, kind, compassionate people here, and a few people who aren't. And you know, we can't let those few people ruin it for all of us. We had such a great time. So come to have a great time, and I'll see you there. I'm going to be busy. I will try and make time for as many of you as I can, but there are going to be 5,000 to 8,000 of you, and there's only one of me, and there's only 24 hours in a day, and I'd like to get some sleep, and I'd like to have some recovery time. So I'll do my best. That's all I can promise you, to meet and visit with each and every one of you, but you really have to respect my alone and private times, if you would, please. So, if you got anything out of this video, like us on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, and we'll talk to you later.